Welcome to the Men's Room Podcast, where real men come together to talk about life, fatherhood, marriage, friendship, and everything in between. I'm your host, Chad Henderson, and here we will dive into conversations that most men never get to have. Honest, sometimes raw, but always real. This space is brought to you by Chad Henderson Coaching, where I'm building something different. No big teams, no gimmicks, just real support, real learning, and real life coaching for men who want to show up as better husbands, fathers, and friends. So if you're ready to jump in and get real, let's do it. All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the Men's Room. Boy, I am all over the place with my brain. Usually I come into these recordings with a really good agenda and an idea of exactly how I'm going to map out the conversation. I'm a little nervous because I don't have that this time, but it's good to see you guys. Let's just start with doing some check-ins. How's life going?
For me, it's decent because my kids have remained relatively healthy over the last couple of weeks, which
is a big deal in Dad's life sometimes.
Yeah, having a 6-year-old and then like an 18-month-old, like one of them is usually either getting sick, getting over getting sick, or getting one of us as parents sick themselves. So it's like we've had like a couple of weeks of like pretty minimal sickness running through the house. And so, yeah, that's like a high note for me. And it seems like 100%. Seems like a low bar, but yeah, I'm happy. Been able to like have better work-life balance, a little bit more sleep. And so
you said it out loud. Now it's done.
That's the problem. That's the problem with talking about this stuff.
It's just gonna take y'all out.
Something's gonna happen.
Those preschool years, I swear, it's like they go to the cesspool that is the daycare, and they just try to annihilate me. I swear, I got pink eye, influenza A, and ear infection like all at once one year, and I just thought that was my deathbed. Larry, do you all have a daycare child? Are you all experiencing some of the sickness that comes home?
We do have a daycare child, but I don't know, Jessica must have done something in the early years because, knock on wood, he's got a very good immune system. So he's able to avoid most of the sickness. Like we had a norovirus go out in the daycare a week before a trip we had planned, but luckily he didn't get it. So that was been good. Yeah, he's been generally healthy, which is good. He had the 4-year-old checkup at the doctor on yesterday, actually, and he's tracking well. It's been really good.
That's good.
He's still short and small. He got that from me and my wife. It's unfortunately one genetic trait that I have passed on to him. But beyond that, he's doing really good. Yeah.
Good. Well, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah, you too.
Good to see you both. Hi, Taylor. How's it going?
Hello, it's going pretty well. We did have a battle with strep. I think it might have been 3 weeks ago where we had the antibiotics for the whole crew. I think something like that, the health, you're talking about being thankful for health. You don't realize how thankful you are for it until you don't have it, right? And then when everybody's sick, it's tough. So yeah, I can relate to that feeling of being like, hey, we've been healthy for a while. This is nice,
Well, yeah, I can relate to that so much. I think about that a lot. There was, I guess take it a different direction right out of the gate. There was a kid from our hometown in Rock Falls that was injured a few weeks ago, and was on the basketball team practicing basketball the week before. They lost their game. He goes to a track meet. Seems like he tripped in the long jump pit, fell, hit a padded wall, paralyzed from the chest down. Broke his neck. Just like a simple, it seemed like just sort of a trivial, it could happen to anybody kind of fall. And that has like, I don't know this kid, I don't know the family, but I think, being now late 30s, very late 30s, like as late as it can get now. But I don't know, it just sticks with me. Like you don't know. You see weird stuff like happen all the time. Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, there was these people in their house and a plane just nose dives out of the sky. A single, like it was just one person in this little plane, takes out a house. Now, luckily the people like weren't home or the guy was able to get out, but just literally hits one house. So, like these moments of like, you just have no idea what you're in for or like what can happen that could change your life in an instant. It's been on my mind a lot lately.
I get it.
Wow.
I don't
That's
know,
why you
man.
got to
Weird
be
stuff.
thankful for
No,
the
I know.
time we have, right? And appreciate their
100%.
experiences and all that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that with kids' health this morning as well. Like, just thinking about, I shared at the beginning before we got started, we had a significant diagnosis in our household. My daughter was diagnosed with autism this week, so we're still trying to wrap my head around what that's going to mean and what kind of resources that's going to help us get. We're really thankful for it. But then I was thinking about all the parents, I have a very high functioning autistic daughter. And I was thinking about some of the parents that maybe don't have high functioning autism in their children and the way that impacts their lives, and simultaneously being thankful, and also trying to be understanding and appreciative of what those folks are going through, and the way that life just changes based on the circumstances so fast. I don't know, I guess that's what's been on my mind a little bit. Any thoughts on, I said a lot there.
No, I think for me, again, it's like if I have to have like sort of a certain balance of like if I think too much about the possibilities that could happen with the kids or myself or what's around me, it causes me to have quite a bit of anxiety.
Oh yeah.
uh, so it's like some weeks I'll spend my time like not as much into social media or the news. I feel like I'm a little bit left behind, but then again, like I need it for my mental health to be able to step back, because like I do worry about those things. I mean, everything, sending my kids to school, having them, picked up, dropping them off at activities. My 6-year-old is super active and could easily at some of her activities get really injured, in some of the stuff that they have her doing. So, um, yeah, hearing stories like that, I just like have to like, I don't know, just have a balanced sort of headspace in terms of like appreciating what I have and where it's at, and then being able to adapt if something does come along.
Right. Yeah, as if the world's not stressful enough. You got things like
Yeah,
this going on, and like, you obviously can't be nervous about. I mean, this wasn't even. I don't know. This injury just wasn't even like. It's not like he was injured doing the sport itself. Like, he's tripped coming out of the long jump pit and like fell for it. It's just so weird the way that things can play out and kind of go down. Um. So yeah. So anyway, it's been kind of consuming my mind.
I mean, I
So
could say one thing about that, and that's just that. I mean, I think we all want to believe in karma, that things happen for a reason. And sometimes when stuff happens that's random like that, I think that's why it can be so difficult, because not everything has a reason. Sometimes random things happen, and that's hard to cope with, you know? Um, which is why I think you see the community coming together and doing what they can for him and trying to raise money for medical bills and all that.
yeah, totally. Thanks for bringing that up. Well, actually, I'll go ahead and put a link. Like I said, I don't know Dylan, but I'll put a link kind of in the show notes if anyone wants to go check out Dylan's story, or donate to their family. I'm following along on Dylan's journey, a little Facebook group that they've got. And he's relearning how to use his hands this week and starting to prepare. I saw that they were reteaching him how to play video games. Apparently, there's a lot of accessibility opportunities in video games, and with controllers and stuff. So he was excited he's going to get to play video games again. I haven't even
Nice.
commented, haven't even engaged with it. I just been on my mind. So thanks for letting me bring that up and talk about it. But yeah, I guess other than that, I've got all kinds of crazy stuff going on. It feels like spring is like the time for like all of my quote dad duties of like, I don't know, I got stuff going on all over. Like, I'm trying to like get the hose set back up and worried about whether or not it's too soon to get the hose set back up. I put together a trampoline for these kids about 4 days ago. That was a nightmare.
It's
I
a
used to have
two-person
a
job at
trampoline.
least.
You're a
Oh
brave
man,
person to do that
It's a
on your own.
two-person job.
Yeah,
I
that's
did it. I did it by myself. I probably will try not to do it by myself next year. But I got to be honest, these walls, we didn't have these walls on our trampolines as kids,
Oh
and
yeah.
we seem to make it out just fine. I don't know, but that sure added a lot of time to my. You guys
Oh,
got any
okay.
projects coming up, or?
I remember, like, this is a great example of, masculinity bravado. I was a couple years ago, me and my buddy were putting together a trampoline as well. And, a lot of times as a man, you just think, when you're putting stuff together, you just think,
I
and
can do
his
this.
wife warned us, is
Obviously.
like, make sure you read the instructions, because if when you mess up, this trampoline is one of those things that you have to take completely apart if you make a mistake. And me and him were like, oh, we got this. It's just putting on springs. What could we go wrong? Literally second to last spring, we realized we were one off and had to
Oh
take
no.
everything completely apart again, just because
Yeah.
we did not listen to the instructions and listen to his wife. And so she definitely rubbed that in her face a little bit. And so
Forever.
it's a great little reminder, right?
Why they
Read the
always got to be
instructions.
right? Why they always got
Right,
to be
exactly.
right, man?
What is it? Measure twice, cut once.
Yeah. It
It's a
took
good
me
little
10,
mantra.
12 years to learn that lesson for real.
Same.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was playing golf with a buddy of mine last week, and he wore shorts out to the course. The high was like his wife had told him he should wear pants, and he was the only one on the course with shorts on. Like literally, we were out there. He's the only one with shorts on. So we get out there, a couple of holes in. I'm like, dude, you're like, I'm cold for you. And he's like, yeah. He's like, but I don't want to. He's like, I don't want to tell my wife that she was right. Like, I don't
Yeah,
want
no.
to.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
why did you just listen? Like,
Don't
Oh,
speak
yeah.
of this.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
when your buddies try to say you're cold, aren't you? And you just completely deny it, even though you're like shivering over in the corner. I'm like, no, I'm fine.
Oh yeah. He
this
was
isn't that
cold.
cold.
He was real
Yeah.
cold.
It's
It's
not
been like
very
12,
masculine to be
12,
cold for
Right.
12,
sure.
13 holes. He was cold.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's miserable.
We got to pretend to be comfortable all the time.
All
No,
the
Yeah.
time.
we can be cold. It's okay. Like,
I was trying to
but to
wear
let her be
gloves.
right, that's
I was trying to wear gloves while I put that trampoline together. Those poles, regardless of the air temperature, the poles, everything's
Oh, yeah.
freezing. Like,
Yeah.
but I honestly, it's funny that you mentioned that about the wives. Like, I did it on a Friday afternoon. There were no kids home, which is vital because you don't need kids bouncing around asking you how much longer. Like,
right.
seemingly, it's going to be the rest of my life that I'll be putting it together, but they don't really like that answer. And then I was like, it'll be better for my relationship with my wife if we just don't engage in this together. Like, I need to do this myself, and like, she doesn't need the pressure of me thinking that she knows how to do it, because I'll start asking her questions. She's like, Chad, I have no idea. And I didn't have to, listen to her tell me that I was doing it wrong. I don't know. Oh,
Man.
fun stuff.
Oh,
What
when I
other
built,
what other spring projects? Yeah, Taylor. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, no worries. That when we built the swing set, with got the big slide, and she was encouraging me to get a smaller one, and I probably should have listened to her. The slide has been a pain because it like gets holes in it, and it's one of those enclosed ones, that it's like a tunnel, which I think is cool. But yeah, I didn't think about the whole. It requires some maintenance, that a regular slide would not require. So she was right about that.
They
But
always
that
get
thing,
you.
it took weeks to put that thing together, a month maybe. I don't know. It took a long time.
Yeah. It was a village of people in my neighborhood. We all got together a weekend and put together a big playground like that. You just don't realize how much, like, you look at it like, oh yeah, I could do that. No, it's so much work.
Dude, what community you got there though? That's awesome.
It's nice. It's one thing I love. Our neighborhood is really great. So it's great because there's a daycare at the very front, and so we make a lot of friends because Colin's class. A lot of the families also live in the neighborhood, so we were able to make
Oh, that is nice.
some good connections there. It's been a lot of fun. Also, just randomly, I moved into this neighborhood, and two of my college fraternity brothers also happen to live in this neighborhood as well. So we reconnected, and our kids are somewhat the same age. So yeah, it was
That's
just
good luck.
Kismet. It's supposed to be, I guess. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I forced them to come help me build a playground. So,
Yes.
it all works out for me in the end.
You should hear their side of the story. They're
Right.
telling people, they're like, that guy moved in, and damn it, the first thing he did was he wanted us to put a playground together.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, and my family, for a good meal, we're willing to help. So
Yeah,
Always.
absolutely.
Always.
Pizza and
Always.
beer. I mean, I think
Good
I
meal and
might
some
be
drinks
past the
for me.
pizza and beer
I know.
phase. Like, I think my friends need a bit more of a promise
like-
than that now. It's turned
Yeah.
into like steaks and whiskey or something. I
Exactly,
don't
right?
know.
Yeah. It's like it's the same concept, just elevated a little bit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
gotta spend more. They're like, we
Yeah.
know you're good for this, Chad. Damn it.
Yeah. Need some premium stuff. Yeah. Other than that, like the springtime stuff is just like figuring out like the lawn care regimen. Chad, I know you're big into the lawn care stuff, but
It's important.
it's a dread for me.
Same.
Like I'm always like, it's like a debate every year. I'm like, at what point it'll be when the kids get out of like daycare? It's because like I want to like I would just pay for
Yes.
somebody to come out and do it.
Yes.
I mean, it's
Same.
not expensive. It's not expensive. It's you can probably save like maybe 20 or $30 a month by doing it yourself. But
Yeah. So
calling
It's
somebody. I did that for like 7 years.
yeah.
It works.
It's like people here charge it's about $140, $140 to $180 a month here to
I
have
can
somebody come to it.
just give you instructions. I have a buddy who went to school for like golf course management. So I just take a picture of my lawn and send it to him, and he's like, "All right, add this and this." I'm like, "All right,
Wow.
perfect. I'll do
Wow.
that." And then I send him an updated picture, and he's like, go grab." Apparently, iron. If you want to turn your grass really green, buy a bag of iron. At any point, you can kind of throw that down, and if you get good water, it'll turn. It's a
Interesting.
cheat code for green grass. But anyway,
Does your lawn have the lines in it, Chad, where you can like see it? Yeah, you're one of
bet your
those.
ass it does.
Wow.
Yeah, it does. Like a little golf course.
I bought the Major League Baseball striper
Yeah,
for
you
my
did.
Chad's really
Ryobi
good at
you
it.
electric push mower.
Yes,
And
I loved it.
it's looks stupid, but whatever. Makes it really hard to navigate. I actually took it off at the end of the year. I'm like, this is really dumb what you're doing here. But there's sometimes, in the summer, you just need it to look. You turn down and you can see my grass from down the street, and it's got those different shadings, and yeah, it looks beautiful. So let me know if you guys need help with lawns. Are
Yeah.
y'all team push mower? Anybody got a big lawn?
No, mine's a push mower. It's not even assisted, so I gotta do all the work.
Yeah, man, you're working your ass off.
I did get an electric, was at least I don't have to deal with the gas anymore.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, mine's electric. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Shout
Those
out to
batteries,
Ryobi.
I
though,
made the
man, those
switch.
I think-
batteries are.
Yeah, I think if I had like I have a medium, like it's like I'm at a medium range. If I went any bigger, I'd probably get a gas because like of the battery change and like how quickly they run out. So
Yeah. The outdoor care and yard stuff, I'm guilty of it, right? Because obviously I'm the one with the big. I mean, I spent $160 on this stupid weighted striper that goes behind my 20-inch push mower. It's like a skinny little thing.
Yes.
But the competition, at least in my neighborhood, it feels real to me. Like, other people are, some people don't care. Where do you all fall? Like, is the competition real, or
not in
There
my
are
like
neighborhood.
some.
we're all just lucky if
No.
if your fences don't get blown over in Oklahoma, right?
Exactly. My neighborhood, luckily the HOA is relatively relaxed. Like we've had to call out a few of our neighbors like that. It's like, come on, like it's all overgrown with like weeds and stuff. And I was like, okay, come on, you got to get to that. But like otherwise, our HOA is pretty chill about it. And people have we have like 2 houses in a neighborhood of 100 that like are like pristine lawns. The rest of us are just normal, just trying to keep them alive a little bit and keep it looking decent. So I don't think it's anything like yours, Chad.
Well, I here's the problem. Like, if you're in a drought summer and you're the guy with green grass, like you're a dick, right? Like, I mean, that's just like clear. And I think everybody kind of knows it. Like, water's a finite resource these days, even up here in Minnesota. But so I think that's the hard part. Like, I don't know. I got really lucky last year because we got so much rain. It kept it green on its own. But man, when I turned the sprinklers on my yard, I didn't grow up with sprinklers, but on one hand, if you don't have it, you feel like an idiot if you've got green or if you've got brown grass. But then on the other side, like I don't want to waste water or have my bill go way up. My bill will quadruple in the summer. I don't know. These are the problems that I face. These are the
little things.
the hard hitting dilemma facing.
I feel like it's
suburban
like half
Chad.
and half in my neighborhood of people getting it done by a professional and people mowing. So
Yeah,
I'm part of the half of just mowing it, and I don't know. It's kind of nice to just do that, and it's like some time of not really thinking. I guess I don't know.
What I hate though is then the summer series gets to like 100 degrees. Like, I do not want to be outside in that
It's
mowing
awful.
the lawn. So
yeah.
that's the rough part. I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's bad. We can only our water is rationed here in Oklahoma during the summers, so you can only water on certain days. I barely water anyways because I'm like Chad, like I don't want to spend a ton of money on the water.
Yeah,
So I'm just trying to keep mine alive. But similarly, like I do use that time, even though it's 100 degrees outside, I do like to use that time just to kind of like have a couple hours to myself. So to maybe throw on some music or a podcast or what have you. And Yeah.
It's a lot easier also now that we're all team electric, so you don't have the loud.
It's
You know, it's
true.
just like a big blower
It's true.
fan that
It is
I can mow
100%.
at whatever time I want.
Yes,
That's
yes.
true. Yeah.
Well, speaking of nice yards, baseball season opened. I see Larry's got his Atlanta Braves shirt on. Larry, did I see that you took your son to his first Braves game?
So it was actually not the first Braves game. It was the first game at Truist Park where the Braves play. But
Oh,
the
nice.
the national phenomenon of the Savannah Bananas, which I'm sure people have heard about.
Yes.
They're on their national tour right now, and so they actually came to Truist. I brought my son and my wife and friend, and we went and watched them, and it was fun. I think that's a really great entry point of baseball for a kid because it's not just about baseball, and you don't get like his first baseball game wasn't going to be a 1-0 like pitching duel, which is not a lot of fun for a 4-year-old. Right. It was
Exactly.
more, there was a lot of music and games and excitement and stuff that wasn't tied to baseball. So I think that's a great entry point into baseball. But I fear that the next time you go to a baseball game, that's what he's going to expect. And it won't be like that. Right. There won't
Yeah.
be a banana running around the outfield. There won't be people catching balls behind their back, things like that. And he mostly liked the music. And I asked him at the end, what was his favorite part? And he said, eating the pizza. So,
Yeah. That's
it's
that's like
win-win,
the
I guess.
answer. That's like
Hey,
the
come
answer
on
from
now.
like a very young age until that's still my daughter's. She's
Right,
she's
exactly.
6. She's like, what? I'm like, we'll go do something. What's your favorite part? Whatever we ate or drank, like some sort of sugary food or something.
You
She's
know,
like, that's my
ballpark
favorite
food is
part.
great though.
I'm like, good.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
glad we did that.
We could have
That
got
not-
that, probably a half the price somewhere else, but I'm
Oh,
glad
yeah.
that was your favorite part of the whole
I'm
trip.
so glad we did that.
We missed 3 innings waiting for your damn hot dog,
Right.
but I'm glad it was a fun experience for you and that your hot dog was the favorite part. That's
Right.
great. It
Or
was
you go to, like-
$12, by the way.
You go to like Disney and they get the little, Mickey shaped ice cream that's covered in chocolate that you can get at a store for like $2, and that's their favorite
Yep.
part. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. And it was 100 at Disney.
Right,
of course.
exactly.
Right.
Oh, good time. But yeah, he had a good time. I'm actually going to the Braves game tomorrow. They are very bad right now. We were the only team in the major leagues to not win a game yet. So I'm hoping
Wow.
that we win this weekend. Fingers crossed.
I mean,
Yeah.
even the Sox are winning games, so
I know.
come on.
They have 2 wins. Braves have 0. So not a good look.
Definitely more wins than the White Sox probably had last year at this time. So that was a rough season for them last year. I don't watch a lot of baseball. In adulthood, I kind of switched over to fast pitch softball. I had started umpiring maybe 8 years ago. My dad was a softball coach, a local varsity softball coach, so I was kind of always around it. So I find myself tuning in a lot more to ESPN to watch whatever college softball game will come on. In fact, I was watching a Georgia game and thinking, Larry, I need to come down there. I've got a couple bucket list items that I want to go to an SEC football game at some point. And Georgia just seems like a perfect place
Yeah, it's a great.
to pick.
Sanford Stadium is amazing in between the hedges watching a football game. Especially if you can watch one on Saturday night, it's a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you taking your kid, I missed off totally that it was a Savannah Bananas game, but had me thinking about other things that we teach our kids that we really like, or things that you do with your kids. Are your kid like, what are some of the things on your list? I know I try to get my kids hitting golf balls into a net. Luckily, there's a simulator game that they can play where you hit the ball and it like flies into a building, and like there's all kinds of destruction of the building and you earn points. Otherwise, they could care less. But yeah, baseball. What are things you guys like to share that you love that you're now able to participate in yet with your kids, or something you're looking forward to?
Similar to you, Chad. I think golf is one for me for sure. If I could get one of them into it, that'd be great. Just I've got a couple of shots here, just because it's something that we can do for a really long time together, and enjoy together. And selfishly, I'd get to play more golf if one of them was into it. So that's just
It's a
Right.
win-win.
Yeah,
It's a
for sure.
win-win.
And then soccer is another one I enjoy. So I play with that with my 6-year-old a lot. And then just in general, getting outside, like getting outdoors. I want them to so whatever it is that we're doing, I try to, make sure that I make that a priority for the kids to be comfortable outside and understand that it's okay to be in inclement weather and you can do it. And there's like a lot of good. I feel like there's a lot of good energy, a lot of good things that happen when kids are outdoors versus indoors. So
You guys have like 3 days a year where it's not too windy or too hot in
yeah,
Oklahoma,
that's what
right?
that's
Like
what I
there's
said.
no
The inclement
tornado
weather, they have to
warnings.
be comfortable. Like
Right.
out in the cold, like it's okay. We just bundle you up. Also in the hot, like it's fine. We'll bring along water. Like you don't need to be inside the whole season just because it's not ideal. It's not going to be ideal here in Oklahoma for all that long.
I feel like you're talking directly to me. I needed this pep talk about this cold spring. I've been really whiny about the weather. So thank you for that reminder. I'll try and toughen up, Brett.
Yeah.
The weather's been all over the place, I feel like, and that does not help. So, I mean, you know how it is here, Chad. It'll be 60 one day, and then it'll be 20 and snowing the next day. Like
Oh,
yeah, it's
brutal.
it's a little tough, but could be worse. It doesn't get that hot here, so that I mean, the humidity can be crazy,
Yeah.
but yeah, we've been playing some soccer, and that is fun. My son, is really into that, and we actually played a basketball game for the first time. Like, um, my wife and me versus the kids. They were on the each other's team, and that was really fun. Even though
Yeah.
I didn't play a lot of basketball growing up, a little bit, but it's cool to play like a game, or even pig and
Yeah.
horse and stuff. But
Kids love it if you can make it competitive against the parents. That's the
Oh yeah.
best.
It's my daughter's favorite thing to do. Is she wants to yeah, especially in soccer. She loves to do that or bowling. So I was in a bowling league when I was a kid. So if she gets into bowling, that's also we could do
There you
that.
go.
there
That's
you
a good one
go.
too.
I'm not.
More seasons to go bowling.
Yeah, who knows?
I think for me is tennis. Tennis. I've been playing tennis most of my life. I got my wife into it years ago, and I got my niece into it when she was about 4 or 5. And so I actually just signed my son up for some intro tennis lessons starting actually Wednesday, so next week. And so I'm hopeful. He's literally been on the tennis court since he was born because we go out. I play tennis 4 times a week usually, so he's usually out there watching or hanging out. So I'm hoping that will catch on, and he'll want to like be out there with mom and dad, and he'll want to play and get into it. So fingers
That's
crossed.
cool.
Yeah,
Four
team
times a
sports.
week.
I
Who are
play
you
tennis
playing
a
tennis
lot.
with? That's great.
I'm on a couple of teams in the neighborhood. I do like drills with people and friends, and so yeah, that's my activity. And if some people go
Good.
play golf, I would go play tennis every day of the week if I could. So
Hell of a lot cheaper than golf.
it
Not
is
hard to find a tennis court.
100%. Yes, and I'm luckily. I wish if I felt like if I was good at golf, I would play it more. But I go out there and I just constantly remind myself I'm really bad at this sport, and I don't know why I wouldn't want to go out here and do this often. But though my buddy and I have talked about trying to go play more this spring and summer, go to a driving range or something like that. Because we had a good time. I went golfing with him for the first time in like 5 years this past summer, and it was a blast, even though we were horrible. And so, maybe I'll try to get better. And maybe Chad, and I know you're a big golfer, Chad. I need to reach out to you and say, hey, what do I need to, where do I start? That's probably
Yeah.
where do I start?
Yeah, I would start by hitting little golf size wiffle balls in your yard and
Okay.
just like learn to whack those things around. That's
Okay.
literally I would hit them over my house. I would hit them back over my house. I lived in a short 1 bedroom or a 1 level house when I was a kid, and that's just learning to hit it back and forth. So if you line one, it's not really going to cost you a ton. But that's how I learned to play.
That's a good way. Okay.
This summer, I actually just found a golf range membership, and I think I found a coupon code that made it cheaper than it probably should have been. And it's like
nice.
$300 for the whole summer, and you get to hit golf balls on the range, and there's a par 3 course. And I'm like, with 2 9-year-olds, like this seems like the perfect way that we
Yeah.
can just go out and hit. And that's what's
That's
cool
cool.
about them getting older is the way you engage in
Right.
those sports changes a little bit as they
Mhm.
start getting a little older. That's pretty cool. But a 4-year-old playing tennis, that's great.
Yeah,
I mean,
Fingers
that's going to be
crossed.
awesome. So
that's cool.
yeah,
That's coordination right
hopefully
there.
he loves it.
I'm hoping. I want him to be one of those kids that I see out there that are like 10, and I look at them. I'm like, my goodness, I wish I was that good at tennis, and I'm 39. So
Right.
that's the hope. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, there's plenty of kids like that on the golf course too. No
Yes,
doubt.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, sharing things with the kids is fun. It doesn't always go exactly as I planned. My daughter loves musicals, I mean, it's not the best musical, but I was like, oh, maybe you'll like Grease. And the moment I turned Grease on, I was like, oh wow, this didn't really hold the test of time, even in my own
No.
brain. Like, I really am gonna let my kids down with this one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Check
just
this
the
out.
way
It's
it kind
got
of plays out, though.
yeah. Yep. That one was on. I think it was showing on a network a couple weeks ago, and my daughter was watching it. She started asking questions. I was like, we got to get over to Disney.
Yeah,
gotta
we
get-
should switch. Yeah, there were some things right away where I was like, oh, like I didn't pick up on that when I was a
Yeah, oh,
kid.
yeah.
Like, oh, I guess this movie is from like 1977 or something like that, which makes it 50-ish years old, which I don't even want to talk about that. But like,
Are
anyway,
you guys getting those videos where it says like this song is just turned 30 or 25 or whatever, and it's like, wow, how?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. Like that was my high school graduation song. What do you
Right.
mean? It's the
Dad. It's not good for your
The-
health to listen to listen to that stuff. And engage
yeah,
with
the
that stuff.
oldies. My son always asks me.
Right,
It
the
must be
oldies
the
is
way
our
that I
music now.
talk. Yeah, exactly. My son will always ask me, like, Dad, what was it like in the olden days? What was this like in the olden days? I'm like, listen, asshole, I wasn't alive for the olden days, so I don't know. They have electricity in the olden days. Like, shut up, Gregory. Like, just go somewhere. Just go somewhere else. All right. Yeah, we had electricity. But I remember asking my grandpa stupid questions. I remember one. So my grandpa was in the Korean War, and he was like my best friend. So I would talk to him about everything. And I remember asking him, and him laughing. I must have been about my kid's age. I must have been like 9. I was like, Grandpa, what was it like when the world became color? And he was like, Wait, what? And I was like, Well, it used to be black and white, right? Like, did the whole world just one day it was in color? So I remember him like chuckling with me and then taking the time to explain it to me. But um, yeah, kind of fun.
Another good one.
Yeah.
Like it.
Let's see,
But
guys.
you
What
guys still
else?
got VCRs and CD players and all that, because we got all that still.
But do you?
Oh yeah,
You got your kids
We
watching your Disney VHS tapes or
There
yeah.
something?
you go.
Sometimes.
Get out of
Oh.
here.
Yeah, dude. They watch the old
No,
school stuff, and yeah.
no. We have
I
it
don't
at
have a VCR. I have like 2 tapes we could watch, but I think I don't have a VCR.
mm,
No more. I
no
have.
VCR, but I've got backups. I've got like backup systems in case we need to go analog. DVD players, different types
I do
of
have a DVD player, yep.
yeah.
I have a
So-
PS5. That gets the job done for
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
If
this
I
gets the job
really, if I
done. Yeah,
really
I've also
need a
got-
DVD played.
That's true. I do have that as well.
I have a lot of DVDs still. If anyone is interested in all 9 seasons of King of Queens, I'm sure I could lend it to you and let you catch up. That was a big purchase for me in college. I was pretty excited to buy those for some stupid reason.
It's a good show.
I feel that. One of those
I
things
like
like,
it.
oh, I'll have these and I'll go back and watch them, even though I don't think I would ever. I have what is mine? The Big Bang Theory. I think I have all the Big Bang Theory series.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
I'm never going to watch these again.
that is
Yeah,
a good
probably
series,
not.
but
It is, right. Now it's on, now you just stream it.
right, you can just stream it now. So
Right.
yeah, I can think I have Dexter and Friends.
Dexter's a good one.
I have Seinfeld, I'm sure.
If
But I
Sein-
think I got it from like eBay, and I'm pretty sure it's spelled Seinfeld with an M. So I don't even think it's from this zone. I don't even know if the DVDs work, to be honest with you, because I don't think it was made for our DVD players or something. So that's
A
when I
Russian
stopped buying
knockoff.
stuff
That's
on
pretty good.
eBay. Oh God, what am I
Yeah.
thinking?
Things we spend our money on as young, college students. It's wild.
Oh yeah. What's the dumbest thing you can remember spending your money on? I bought a love sack in college, which is a giant $700 beanbag chair because I'm some sort of idiot. Like I had $700 to spend on a, and in college you move like 20 times in college because you're moving so I moved this damn beanbag chair that was the size of my Ford Explorer. Anyway, it's the biggest, dumbest purchase I think I ever made in college.
It's a good one.
Could have gone on a spring break trip, Larry. Instead, I owned a beanbag chair.
But when you brought that into your room for the first time, people were like, "Oh, that is so cool!" So you
Yeah,
probably got a little like a cool boost the first
Yeah.
couple of weeks. It probably
It was about
wore off
3
eventually,
weeks.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
about
those
3
3 weeks were
weeks.
worth it though.
It
It's what you
was.
paid the $700 for. That 3 weeks of that. That's like, guys, let's go see Chad's cool new beanbag chair.
I
That's what
think it was like, how much was this? And I told them, and then they're like, that was dumb. Like, why did you spend it? So I don't know if it worked like that, Larry. Like, maybe for 15 seconds with each friend where they're like, this is comfortable. And they're like, oh, yeah, it should be comfortable, you moron. Sorry, Love Sack. I'm sure your products are great now. I won't do it again, but. You guys were just responsible spenders. Am I the only one
I
that
don't
made a big
know.
dumb purchase?
No, I'm sure
I
I
didn't
did.
have at college. I had like, I don't know, like less than $100 in the bank account. So
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't have debt at I didn't have a credit card at the time. So, I didn't have a
Smart.
lot of. I do well. Yeah, I don't. Just smart. I didn't really have a choice.
You guys left me hanging on this one. I thought you guys would
I
have something to
I'm trying to
match my
think.
dumb purchase.
I'm sure I did buy
No.
stupid things back then.
What about now? What do you gravitate towards when you're going to buy something stupid now? Every single Facebook ad, I am like at least going to go to Amazon and look the product up because I'm like interested in everything. There's this like right now there's this garbage can device you put on your outside garbage can and then you pull it down and it smashes your garbage to make more
I've
space.
seen that. Yeah,
And I was
I've
like,
seen
wait a
that.
second, I might need that thing.
It's a
Like
good
I
one,
don't
yeah.
know. I could
That does sound
see
kind of
that being
nice.
useful.
See that?
Yeah.
You
As
buy a
an-
lot of tennis stuff? Is it like golf, Larry? Like, are you constantly looking for your new racket?
accessory.
Or
I usually
Sunscreen.
buy like the same racket. I have like 3 of the exact same rackets. That's why if one string pops, I have another one to back it up. I go through
Yeah.
tennis shoes a lot because I drag my left toe, so those go pretty quickly. So that's one thing I waste a lot of money on for sure. Is tennis related things.
Yeah.
I just had one. Now I just forgot what it was. Oh, hats. That's my big one. I waste money on hats. Like you talked about ads. If one of my team puts a new ad on Facebook about a hat, I feel like I have to have that hat, even though I have probably the exact same version of the hat in a different color. And my wife hates me for it because I literally have a closet full of hats and I wear it. What happens is I buy a hat, I wear it till I buy the next hat, and then I don't wear the hat anymore.
Yeah. Do you wear a hat when you're playing tennis?
I do. And I have this
Yeah.
horrible tan line and I hate it, but you know.
Golf, I get the same thing. Not as bad as the golfers on TV, luckily, where it looks like their foreheads have never seen sunshine when they win a tournament. Like, I don't know what the deal is with that. It's horrible.
I used to when I played golf, like, and you get the really bad tan lines in the head and ankles. I used to have that when I played a lot. I think that's just from them being out on the course literally every day.
Ankles.
But yeah, golf is probably my biggest waste of money. You know, clubs, balls, equipment, bags. I mean, all that stuff it's careless. It doesn't need. You don't need it. You know.
Don't say that. Women listen to this podcast too, and we don't need them out there thinking that we don't need those things. Those are important things.
It's essential.
It gives you something to blame when you mess up. Like I played tennis this morning and I hit a bad shot, and I just made sure I blamed everything else besides myself.
Yes.
The strings, the racket, the wind, the pollen. It wasn't me. It was the equipment.
I know.
Yeah.
My putter sucks. I'm telling you.
Exactly.
It's definitely not me at all. I understand this completely.
Yeah.
I think being in nature is the best part of golf. So.
Oh, what is?
Being in nature and driving the golf cart.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that's the best. You know, I don't really, not much of a golfer, but just being out there, you know.
It is nice. It's nice. It's very nice and serene and quiet, and you know, minus especially like the times between when I hit shots. Because usually when I hit a shot, I'm upset because it's in the woods somewhere. But when I'm moving to go find the ball, like that is my favorite part. Yeah.
Right.
I appreciate the moment in my round where I'm like, I'm not going to keep score the rest of the way.
Yes,
like I'm done here. Like, we're just going to finish this up. That's when I really start to enjoy myself on the golf course.
Yeah, it happened real quick for me last time. I got the case of the shanks on hole 2, and I was like, I'm done. I was like, this is going in as a practice round. I managed to get out of the shanks, you know, after a couple holes, but it was pretty rough. So I worked myself out of that. But Had a good.
I think
good
the
rest of
nice
the
thing
time.
about golf and tennis, since that's the topic, is like those are hobbies you can take in to old age. And as
Mm.
long as you can kind of play. Bowling is another one. I also bowl, Brett.
Pickleball. It's
Um,
another one, right? Pickleball is huge nowadays with
Everybody's
folks
doing
that
pickleball. Yeah. As soon as I give up golf, I guess I'll go do that.
Pickleball.
Yeah.
it's
That
big
could be your next
nowadays.
sport. I
There
don't
it
know if you
is.
guys can handle that outside in Oklahoma. Might be too windy for a
That's
wiffle
true.
ball.
The wind is rough on a pickleball.
There are indoor courts here mostly.
That makes
That's
sense.
Mm.
nice.
For the opposite reason that we have indoor courts here. It gets
Mm.
too hot there, right? But okay, so all I know about Georgia, Larry, is Augusta National, right? So that's I
Beautiful.
assume the entire state of Georgia is exactly like
I
Augusta
wish that was the
National.
case.
So, like, does it get really, really hot, like at the end of
Yeah.
April, and then you're just screwed the rest of the summer, or what are you
We'll
about to
have a
face?
we'll have a couple of cooler weeks in April. In May and June, it will get really hot. In July, it's unbearable, basically. Yeah, we'll get in the mid 90s to 100 with some really just bad humidity. It's really humid here too. So yeah, it gets rough for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. When I used
I
to
would
work
assume.
when I used to work in orientation, I used to wear suits as the director or whatever during the summer, and I would avoid outside as much as possible because being outside in
Gotcha.
a suit in Georgia in July is literally torture. It was not fun. So
Yeah, and I don't look good when I sweat. So
right,
it's not like I can, I'm not like a glower, right? Like if I take that jacket off and I've been sweating, like everyone's gonna know what's been
everyone,
going
yes,
on.
it's not a good look.
Yeah. What other hobbies Taylor and I talked about this last week, but I think one thing that worries me about some of the guys that I know that are getting older is they don't carry hobbies with them or they don't keep their hobbies going. Um, I mean, obviously your friend group usually is around your hobbies as well, but you guys see that with your friends, or what other things are folks interested in and doing out there besides some of the sports stuff we mentioned?
My
Drinking whiskey.
that's yeah,
Whiskey
that's
drinking is a good
100%.
hobby. Yeah.
My buddies and I, so we have a little core group of friends in the neighborhood, and so all the guys once a month we actually last month was the first month we were doing it. We're doing it again here at the end of April. We're doing a poker night again. I used to play poker, and like
There you go.
remember when poker was huge years
Yeah,
ago,
I
and
played it
everyone
too
was doing it.
in high school, college.
Yeah, college it was huge. It was kind of faded out, and I think it's just a good time to get away on a Friday night, play some cards, again have some beer or whiskey, and enjoy some time with the guys. So we started on in March. It was a lot of fun. It was more fun for me because I left with a little extra money, which is always good. And then yeah, we'll do it again in April. So we're hoping we'll do that once a month. So that's going to be a fun new hobby to pick back up.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I need to learn how to play poker. I'm sure there's a group of guys out there that would welcome me and take all of my money
They're
to
like,
teach me how to play poker.
come
play
on,
here,
man.
Chad.
If
This is
anybody's
how you
ever
do it.
eager to teach you how to play poker, your spidey senses should
It's
increase.
never
And like
good.
they're setting you up for something. The
One
buy-in
of
gets bigger and bigger than the more beginner you are, I think.
Right.
I love that.
It's a good one.
my son's doing
Poker
a
is
bunch
a
of
good one. Yeah, everyone in college, I remember at SOC, everyone was in the cafeteria playing Poker Stars at that
Yeah.
time before Poker
yeah.
Stars took a big hit. I feel like there'd be kids there all day. Never even went to class, just playing poker.
I just saw they're having an Uno tournament at my college, which seems cool. That seems
There
like a
you
fun
go.
time.
Yeah,
I was
we
really
play a lot
excited
of
when my
Uno on
son
this side.
started playing Uno and doing puzzles and stuff like that. Like that stuff's fun, Let's go.
I agree. I think it's good sometimes. Larry, I don't know if you can relate to this with the poker thing, but sometimes it's nice when you can bring back some competition, some healthy competition in life.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, like, as I get older, like besides the lawn, the weekly lawn competition, that I might be the only one entered in the contest. I'm not sure.
No, yeah.
But besides that, like, we go on a golf trip and like, not that it's incredibly competitive, but like you're matched up against somebody and there's a point involved. And
Yeah.
it's like the one time a year I allow myself to get competitive, because sometimes it brings out some aspects in me that I don't like as much, but it's nice to feel that every once in a while. I don't think I get as many chances at that as an older guy.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I took and so the last practice for soccer, the soccer seasons that my daughter goes to, we do these scrimmages, and we play against, like, they'll do a mix of the parents with the kids, and then you play against each other. I got a little bit competitive in that space, and and so I went up and I kicked the ball real hard, and one of the kids on the opposite team got in front of it, and it nailed him right in the chest.
No.
Oh,
The
And
chest?
his mom was on the team, and I was like, "I'm so sorry." I was like, "Is he okay?" And then I just went back to the game.
Yeah.
That's
He
good.
was
So, yeah.
fine.
It's
Yeah,
it's
you
good.
know.
Yeah, I do think
Builds
it's good.
character, right? That's what I say.
Yeah, he was
That's
fine.
what my
He got
dad
up. He
says.
got up in like 10 minutes, so it was good.
I mean, I find myself sometimes when I'm playing soccer with my son, like getting in that super competitive, and it's like I don't want to go too far with that. Like I do want him to win, kind of build confidence, but I also want to win.
No.
So
The kid's not winning until he earns it. I'm sorry.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
There's two ways to approach it, right? Build your kid's confidence,
I know,
or
I
like,
know.
no, I will win
Yeah,
as long as I possibly
There
can.
you
All
go.
right, kid.
Yeah, we have my wife and I. We have two best friends that we have a almost weekly board game night. It's probably like bi-weekly, and we starting last year we began keeping a scoreboard. So every time you win a board game, you get a point on the scoreboard. So there's a little more competition in the competition that we have with each other, and that can definitely get a little heated for sure. But something that actually spawned from that, me and the spouse, me and the wife of the other couple, we went on a game show together
What?
last
That's
year. So that was a really fun way to be competitive on television and win some prizes. We didn't win the big money, unfortunately. We were robbed a few times, I feel like, but I did win a blender and a trip.
Nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
good time.
A trip?
Yeah.
What game show are you on?
It's a
Are
game
you
show
allowed to
called.
talk about this?
Yeah, it's on. It's on. You can go find it on YouTube now. Now it's called 25 Words or Less. It's not a big like
Yeah, yeah.
TV. Yeah, it's not as big a like Price Right or anything like that. But yeah, it was fun. It was interesting to see like the recording, behind the scenes recording of being on a game show and what it looked like. So we had a good time.
It's awesome.
Isn't there
That's
like
cool.
a game or a product like that, like 20 words or less or 25? Is that what it's based off?
There's like
Okay.
a board game. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. That's
It was a
awesome.
good time. It was a good time.
Huh. I'm glad that
That's
came
awesome.
up.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Check
that
it
about
out.
you.
You can find it on YouTube. 25 Words or Less. I don't remember what episode it is. So
I'm gonna go do that.
I think it's season 6. Season 6. Yeah.
So I just
Sweet.
got to link that in, Chad.
Yeah,
go.
I got to go
Link
back
it
and
in the-
listen to this just so I remember everything I'm supposed to link in. Taylor usually helps me on the YouTube. I saw him pop up, and he'll put a link in for me every now and then.
Nice.
I think it's important, though, I mean, to find avenues. If you're a competitive person, not everyone is. I like I said, I have that competitive side, and I know now how to kind of keep it a bit more under control. I don't let it come out during professional sports games anymore. Those used to, like, the Packers winning or losing would like make my mood for a couple of days, and at least I'm kind of past that point now. It could
Listen,
be easier because we're not winning
You know how the
anymore,
Bears been losing like right at the end. So
Yes.
recently, when that happened last season, I went for a walk right after the game, and because I was so pissed, I just like I can't let my kids see
Yeah.
this, So I like immediately go on a walk, and I saw another guy walking his dog, same thing, bear stuff on and everything. And we're like, that was rough. He's like, yeah. And then we just both kept walking.
I just kept going.
He's like, I came
And
out
then
here
you
to
be-
not talk to anybody about
Right.
this. Yeah.
Right.
Best
Probably,
friends
yeah.
right there after that. Yeah. Love
Right.
that.
I gotta
Yeah.
find where he lives now.
Yeah.
I think a great sign for me, one of our really good friends is an Alabama fan. And of course, I'm a Georgia fan and alum, that I could actually have them over to our house for the Georgia Alabama game and still get along, even though we lost
Yeah,
the game.
that's
I think that's a
That is
sign
such,
of maturity.
Maturity.
It is
maturity
such
right
a
there.
sign of maturity. I
True.
only just got there with the Packers and the Vikings in the last like 2 years.
Right. So, yep.
So many
Yes.
Vikings fan friends, and they're like, "Oh, we should watch the game together." And for years, I was like, "Fuck you!" Like, I don't want to watch the game with you. Like, why would I want to watch the game with you? Like, you're gonna cheer against my team. Do you remember the Packers game a long time ago now, where the replacement refs were there, and like there was the Fail Mary, or what they called it? What do they
Yes.
call that? The Immaculate Reception, where he caught it and didn't catch it, and both calls got made. I
Yes.
had a Seahawks
Mhm,
fan with
mhm.
me. And I threw a water bottle through a wall. And that was, I mean, like, I was so pissed. Like, how can you call touchdown and not touchdown? But
Right.
I think that was the beginning of the end of it all for me, because I finally, a few years back, went to my therapist and I'm like, listen, what do I do to separate myself emotionally from professional sports? Because this is embarrassing. What's happening to me at this point? But
I just
so
have
it's
low
nice to have other competitive outlets.
Right.
I feel like
For
if you
sure.
go in with the lowest expectations, like I do for the Bears, that helps a little bit. But
Hey, choose losing teams is Taylor's strategy. I like that.
It's a great
go
If
strategy.
in
your
and-
teams aren't good, you're never in it, Chad. It's fine.
exactly,
never-
exactly.
yeah.
Just expect them to lose, and then when they win, you're surprised. Like,
That's good. There you go.
Yeah, I'm always about I'm a big fan of refs. Now that I've been an umpire, so we go to a professional baseball game and I spend most of the time watching the umpires and how they're communicating and whatever. But I turn into a different person when I go to my kids' sporting events, and they're only 9, but like some kid will cross them or something, and I'm like, don't you put like. So I turn into a bit more of the competitive nature comes out when I'm watching, Ellet soccer or something.
Yeah.
So I got to be careful with all of that.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Anything else, you guys? Do we have any hot takes? I can edit this part out if we don't have any hot takes, but
I'm
we covered a lot of
predicting
different things.
Scheffler for the Masters. So,
Oh, okay. Scotty Scheffler.
yeah.
I
What about
hope for
you think, Colfer?
Sahith Theegala. That would be mine. I want Sahith Theegala. By the way, if you add him on like Yahoo Chess, he will play against you in chess too. So he
That's
has
cool.
like 600 games going at once, he said.
wow.
That's wild.
I don't play chess, but thought I'd mention it to you fellas in case you do.
I don't play chess well, so no.
My wife is the chess player. She beats me every time.
Oh. All right, so we got Brett in with a Masters prediction.
Yep,
Larry,
that's my
what's
hot
the
take.
weather like at Augusta right now? I assume Georgia is just Augusta, so
It won't be. I think it's gonna be because when is it next week? Does it start next week?
Next
man.
week.
Apparently,
Yeah.
it's supposed to drop into right now. This weekend, it's going to be in the low to mid 80s for the weekend, but I think it's supposed to drop down into the 60s next week. So I think it's going to be nice out. It's going to be a nice
Good.
little spring day.
Yeah.
So we'll
Are
see
the
some nice
That's
art.
azaleas
perfect temp
blooming?
right there.
I think, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can. Everything is blooming. My car is caked in yellow pollen, so everything is blooming
Good.
down there. I'm sure it's gonna be beautiful down there for everyone to see for sure. Yeah.
Nice.
Good. Well, we'll have a little Masters party here. We'll be eating chocolate chip cookies and egg salad sandwiches, which is, sort of some
Whoa.
stereotypical Masters
up.
food.
I might get into golf now, so I needed food.
See the food, yeah, absolutely.
Egg salad,
It's at
let's
least
go.
fun to watch have the tournament on and eat some food. Who cares if the
It
actual
is.
golf is any good? Tiger's not playing, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I made this so golf heavy today, fellas. I
You guys
are
I
having
didn't
fun.
mean to. Yeah, Taylor's like I left him out in the lurch here on this golf
Oh,
talk.
no worries. No worries. I'm glad you guys.
What about you, Taylor? You have
Well,
any?
one thing I would say is you just got to have something you enjoy. And if that's golf, that's awesome.
There it
that's,
is.
yeah. Find something you
Find
enjoy
something
that,
you love to do.
yeah, that you can get wrapped up in. I think that's part of what life is about, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Find your competitive outlets. If you can, if you need that, if it's healthy for you, but kind of know yourself. No, that's good. That's good. I like that one.
Can you be competitive with yourself, because I'm trying to like beat my my mile time right now, which is not good. What I used to run in is way different than what I do now. So
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a good point. What was your fastest mile time back in the old days, as my son would ask?
it was probably 6:30 or 7, minutes, something like that.
Yeah. Man, I never hit anything close to that, so nice job. What are you at now?
Yeah.
You don't have to share.
11 minutes.
Oh, that's still really good.
No, I don't think that's good at all. But
Well, I mean,
I'm
I
working
think
on
I was
it. I'm working
expecting
on
you
it.
to say like 13 or 14, so I think
No, well,
11
I'll
is pretty
take
good
that. I'll
compared
take
to what I
that.
was thinking. That's no insult at you either, Taylor. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Like, if you don't have a hobby, like find a hobby, find other folks to connect with, find something you love. I'm always trying to sign up for new things. My newest thing is like maybe I want to ref volleyball. So I don't know. It seems like an easy job to kind of stand up on that staircase
Like
and just
this.
sort of like move your hand left or right. I'm sure it's more complicated than that. I'll let you know maybe next year. Find something you love to do, surround yourself with it, and if it makes you money too, that would be great.
That's
No,
always
are you
good.
not going to be a volleyball ref, Brett?
Volleyball ref? No.
No.
No, probably
Not for
not.
you.
I'd love to be an official for golf though. That would be cool. I could see myself doing that later on.
It's a lot of. That's a
But
big rule book.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know
But
if
I
I'm
mean,
smart enough. I might go to pre-med before. I might go be pre-med before I'd go into
yeah.
golf
I mean, this is
officiating. I
like
don't think I
way
can
down.
memorize.
This is way
Yeah.
down the line. This is like so. It's nothing that's going to happen in the immediate future. But
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining me today, guys. It was good to talk to you all. I feel like we covered a lot of different topics, and I will see you in a couple weeks. Take care of yourselves.
all right, later,
All
Chad.
right.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining us in the men's room. We hope that our conversations leave you feeling empowered, less alone, and ready to show up as a better husband, father, and friend. The men's room is proudly brought to you by Chad Henderson Coaching, your home for honest support, real life coaching, and a community that gets it. If you're looking for more ways to grow, or if you're curious about how personal coaching can help you step up in life, head over to CoachChadHenderson.com. Until next time, take care of yourself and those around you, and remember, the door is always open here in the men's room.